Hi, everybody. I'm Deacon Dave.
And I'm Layperson Lisa.
Welcome to the Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa Show. Join us as we discuss a variety of topics related to the Catholic faith.
We mix fun and faith,
laughter and joy,
banter and blessings,
and serious subjects too. Now, from locations far and wide, we join Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa for today's episode. So we're continuing on, Lisa, with episode 12, which starts on page 70 in our textbook. And as you might remember, we were talking about Jesus, the name above all names. Now, what is this section here talking about with Emmanuel?
That is the most obvious yet most confusing biblical title.
Well, let's take a look at the history of it a little bit, Lisa, and see what we find out.
Okay, so during the time of Isaiah, there was 12 tribes of Israel split into two kingdoms. The northern 10 tribes rejected the Davidic line of kings, and they took on the name Kingdom of Israel.
Yeah, and their capital city was Samaria, and this is why the descendants were called Samaritans.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. And then the southern two tribes were called the Kingdom of Judah after the capital city.
Yes.
And the people were called?
Jews.
Yes.
So Ahaz was the king, but he was a bit corrupt. He was at war with the Syrians and the Samaritans. And so he turned to the Assyrian Empire, which is pagan, for help. And of course, the Assyrian Empire, they come in and they wipe out the enemies, but they also nearly destroy the southern kingdom as well.
Yes.
And so God sends Isaiah to offer help and relief, but he did not accept it.
Right.
So my question is, Lisa, how often do we do the same thing?
Quite often.
Right. And I think I did a homily actually today.
Yes.
And this idea that we're so often trying to do things on our own.
Yes, self-reliance.
Yes, instead of relying on God, which is kind of what he wants us to do here, people.
Yes.
Right, is to rely on him. And so as we continue on the spiritual mentor's journey.
And self-reliance is actually like one of the signs of like spiritual, I don't know if disease is the right word.
Yes.
Or unease.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with that. So what does God decide to do then?
Give him a sign.
Okay, what is that sign?
Yahweh.
YHWH. I can't spell. It's okay.
It's a hard one to spell.
Right.
And so God tells Isaiah that a maiden with, is it the Greek word Alma shall conceive and bear a son, and his name will be Emmanuel.
Yeah, and Alma means both, and it's ALMAH if you're following along. Means both youth and virginity.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then Ahaz is being told of a miracle beyond all others.
Yeah, so the author in the book, he goes on to talk about how others thought it meant something different. For example, Isaiah's wife and son, or King Ahaz's wife and son, or an unnamed woman within a royal house. Misunderstanding that a sign from God must function in immediate circumstances, not some other time.
Yes.
Wow. I can't believe that we are already at the end of this episode. You should all be well pleased with this. Any final comments on this whole section?
No.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I think it is important to recognize what we said there is that signs from God, function within our immediate circumstances and not necessarily being applied to other different circumstances in our life. And I think sometimes we have to discern, which is an entirely different class, Lisa.
Yes, down the line.
Which we'll get onto, is that what do these signs from God mean?
Right.
Right. And what is God calling us to do or to not do, as the case may be? And so while we understand that sign inside of whatever the circumstances may be, figuring out and discerning exactly what that means, right, from God, is kind of the next step in all of this.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm Layperson Lisa.
See you next time.
Bye.